Setting up your online profile, tips on how to stand out. And like I said, we're gonna be focusing on Handshake and LinkedIn. And those be the two that we talk about today. And I'll be trying to show you some practical steps you can take after I give you the different pointers through the presentation. So Handshake administrators have sent out a quick, tip sheet that says if you're going to spend any time on Handshake updating things in your profile to be seen by recruiters or employers, here are the three things that you'll want to make sure you update. So one of those is the job type. Are you looking for a full-time job, an internship, a part-time job? So indicating that so that recruiters can filter out what they're looking for and have you show up in their filter. And then location, what cities are you looking for jobs in? You can put multiple cities in here. But otherwise just adding that so that employers, recruiters can search for people looking for jobs in the correct areas. And then the job role, what kind of roles are you looking for in a job, and also what industries are you looking for? So those are the three things that Handshake administrators really promote, but in our experience, here's some other things that can make job searching easier while using Handshake. One of those things is to add your resume. So as you're building out your profile, you can add your profile picture, you can do all these kind of things, but you can also just upload your resume, your completed resume. If you don't have a completed resume, I encourage you to make an appointment with us at Career Development. We will help you along on that process. And we also have resources through the Rock, and you can find various resources online as well. But once you do have a completed resume, uploading that onto Handshake, and what it does is it actually automatically goes through and reads your resume and fills in the information on your Handshake profile. So it will cut down on how much time you have to actually spend entering information in on resume, on Handshake that is the same that would be on your resume. And then if you don't have this on your resume, and even if you do, we're just double checking this on your Handshake profile, but we encourage you to add your courses and projects that you've worked on and that you've been part of, so that recruiters can get a better idea of where you're at and what relevant courses you've taken and projects that you've been a part of. And so if they do a deeper dive on your profile, they will see those. And then the last thing, if you're going to put all this work into making your profile, you want to make it public. I'm going to actually go back to this last slide. So when you have this public, you are able to reach out and apply for relevant opportunities easier. And also, 80% of students who have these fields filled out and have a public profile get messaged by a recruiter. So they can't find you if it's not public. And so I'll show you kind of what that looks like here in a moment. And actually, I'm going to show you first using my phone, using the app. And so give me one moment while I set that up. And get that shared out. Great. Okay, so on your phone, the Handshake app, if you haven't downloaded yet, I encourage you to do that. Handshake is a red app with two figures on it, shaking hands, I guess. But you can click that, then it'll bring you to the Handshake app homepage. Handshake is so useful for looking for jobs and internships. It is geared for students or recent graduates, and so I encourage you to make use of this app for a variety of things, but I'm going to just show you the things that I just talked about on the presentation. And so with the Handshake app, if you want to update the information that I just talked about, you can click on the bottom. It's where it says you and has that little circle with the figure in it. You can click that. You'll be brought to your profile. You can see I don't have much built out on my profile yet. And so I could spend time doing that. But just to show you exactly where you can update the information that will get you more visibility amongst recruiters, let's go straight to that. So if you click the 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner, the 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner next to the envelope, it will have a topic there called career interests with little stars next to it. You can click on that and you'll be brought to a survey where you can update this information and then optimize your Handshake profile. So you can see, the first question, what type of job are you looking for? So full-time, internship, or part-time. You'll see the option for on-campus job is there. Note that University of Northwestern does not do on-campus hiring through Handshake, so clicking that won't really get you more visibility to the decision makers in that area. You can still click it, it just won't really help you or hurt you in any way, but yeah. And then, so what type of job are you looking for? And then you can see, where are you interested in living? You can click that and enter in, Minneapolis or whatever city it is that you are interested in, or multiple cities. And then you can select the one that is relevant. And if you want to add another city, you just erase this and you can put St. Paul. And voila, I have 2 cities selected there. You can add other additional cities. And then right above that, you'll see it says, what job roles are you interested in? And so, yeah, you can scroll through all these different types of roles. I think it helps, though, when doing those, if you select a couple other things as well. So down here, which industries interest you, I think that's also something that would make it easier for recruiters to sort and filter through, and make your profile actually go further towards the top if you are an industry that they've indicated that they are looking for. Sorry, if they are in an industry that you've indicated you're looking for something in. And then below that, here's the job functions that interest you. And so that's another good thing to be choosing and responding to on here. And then when you've got that all done, you can click the green Save My Career Interests, and voila, you're off to the races. And your profile is gonna have a lot more usefulness to recruiters when they're filtering, and they're more likely to reach out to you. And you can also update some things on the app on your profile. So if you click Edit next to your name on this screen, you can change some different settings on here. The one setting that I want to highlight is the profile visibility. So right now mine is set to private. I'm not currently job searching, and I don't need employers or recruiters to be reaching out to me at this time. But there's 2 different settings that, other than that you can choose. I recommend going with the community setting. That way you could connect with other students who maybe aren't, pursuing similar careers, or maybe live and work in different cities and have an internship that you'd be interested in doing. You can connect with alumni. So it's just a little bit easier to connect with different people by doing that. But at the bare minimum, I encourage you to do the employer's visibility selection, and that will make you visible to employers and recruiters so that they can message you about potential job opportunities. Why not make it easier on yourself? No guarantees that anybody will message you. It's just that if you have your profile filled out, you have the visibility set so that they can see you, then you're opening up that door. You're opening up yourself to more opportunities that maybe you wouldn't otherwise see or hear about. So I encourage you to do that. You can fill out other details of your profile here as well, but I'm actually going to show you what it looks like on the desktop. So give me one moment while I switch over to the desktop view of Handshake. So again, so useful in searching for jobs or employers or different things on here. There's different, you can also see the events that we're doing, webinars, and virtual webinars and things that employers are doing. So check those out. You can, in a career center, you can make appointments with myself or other career coaches. You can view our resources. You can enter in your internship experiences. But I just want to show you where this is on the desktop for the updating the different settings that we just talked about. So you can click the bubble with your name or picture in it, click my profile. This is where you would upload a resume. It's simple, it's quick and easy, and then it will fill out some of the information on here. And you can always proofread it to check if it's accurate, if it copied it correctly from your resume. If it does not copy it correctly from your resume, you may want to think about making an appointment with us so we can check to make sure that your resume is formatted in a way that it will be read by online application systems software when you are applying to jobs. But yeah, that's a little litmus test that you can use for that. But yeah, otherwise it's pretty similar to LinkedIn as to what information you can include. Just want to highlight, here's where you can add different courses that you've taken. You can type them in or search from their list. You can add projects that you've worked on. And then here is where you can update those settings so that recruiters will be able to filter out and find what they're looking for. So filling out those three things that we talked about. So you can indicate looking for a job, not actively looking, etc. But then full-time, internship, part-time, cities, and then roles. So maybe you're looking for a assistant role, maybe a marketing assistant. You can, let's see, marketing analyst perhaps, or consultant. So you can choose specialist from the roles on there. So doing a little bit of experimenting to see what roles. And then industries as well, you can do that and then click save, and then making sure that you're making your profile public to employers. Great. So let me just get back to our presentation and go over LinkedIn. Some quick facts about LinkedIn. So why should you do LinkedIn? And these are similar for Handshake, but 85% of jobs are found through networking, and it's the most popular networking site in the world. So highly encourage you to use LinkedIn. And some other facts: 75% of hiring managers look at LinkedIn profiles to learn more about a candidate after you've applied. So it's a way to, doubly kind of represent yourself professionally beyond just your application materials that you've submitted. And then 50% of hiring managers will decide whether to move forward with a candidate based on their LinkedIn profile. So LinkedIn can be super important. We're just going to briefly check out a quick video, actually, and let's see here. So I did want to highlight this resource for you. So a lot of the information that I'm getting about LinkedIn can be found on this resource, LinkedIn for Higher Education. If you just Google LinkedIn University for Students, this will come up, and there's all types of handouts and videos you can check out that are helpful if you're looking for an internship or trying to network or communicating and building your brand. All really good information that you can find and view on your own. We are going to just watch a quick video though.
Here's how to make your profile.
Let's see here, turn that down a little bit. And this is going to highlight 5 things that you can do on your LinkedIn profile. It's just kind of a fun little video. So.
Wow, great. Number 1, pick a professional picture. Not just any picture. No, not that one. More like these. Yes, that's the one. Number 2, write a good headline. Just tell us who you are and what you want to do in 120 characters or less. Yeah, like that. Remember, nothing too personal, nothing too clever. Number 3, tell us about your education. What's your major? What classes did you take? What skills did you develop? C++? Art history? Portuguese history? Quantum thermodynamics? Yes, put those. Number 4, list your experience. Give us your organizations, your achievements, your honors. president of the International Club? Yes. Volunteered building houses? Yes. Invented a cat toy? Yeah, sure, that counts. Number 5, get recommendations. Prove you've got what it takes. Get managers, mentors, and professors to post something that says, this person is smart, hardworking, good-natured, and well-rounded, or something like that. And then you're done. You shout, this is me! You do a celebration dance. You feel good. You stand out. You know you're on your way because there are jobs to be found and recruiters looking to find you as you watch this. That's right now, this very second. What are you waiting for? Go, find, be found.
Great. So yeah, just a fun little video that highlights some of those important things that you can do with your LinkedIn profile. So we'll touch on a few of those things right here briefly and expand on what they just talked about. And then you can dance and you can go shout, this is me. So the first thing that you should probably get correct on your profile is your profile picture. And our rules with that is just simple, solo, smile. And if you have a good profile picture or just any profile picture, you'll get 14 times more views. It just reflects that you've taken the time to complete your profile. So recruiters, as they're doing searches, if you have a picture, it just in their mind shows this person has updated their LinkedIn and it's complete and is a representation of who they are professionally. And so that's what we want. So just have 7 different profile pictures here that we can go through and talk about if they would make good LinkedIn profile pictures or not. And you can just follow along at home, I guess. And this just emphasizes what we're looking for. So this first one, this is definitely a good LinkedIn profile picture. She's smiling. It's a warm picture. It's very well lit. And it's just her professional looking photo. So that one, no problems there. This one, we would not want to use as a profile picture. There's 2 people in it. It's maybe not clear which one the profile belongs to. It's at a wedding, so it's not necessarily the most professional photo, even if it is a, even if they are formally dressed. This photo, again, which one is, who does the profile belong to? No, that's probably not the issue here. The issue, again, is that this isn't maybe the most professional of photos. And unless your dog has something to do with your career or dogs have some role are related to a role or career that you're trying to pursue, then there's really no reason to include pets in your profile picture, as cute as they might be. This picture is grainy, and so not going to be great just for that reason, the quality, but also you don't want to use a picture where you've cropped out somebody in this manner. It just doesn't look very professional. It's very obvious that you cropped somebody out, kind of edited them on the picture. And although this is a good looking picture, this, again, we have the issue, whose profile is this? If I meet, somebody at a networking event, and try and connect with them later on LinkedIn, I won't obviously automatically recognize them from this photo unless they were a bird, and they were this bird, then maybe I would. So other than, it's a very good photo. Maybe that's your thing. Maybe you go to networking events and you say, hey, connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm the picture of a bird. And that could be your thing, I guess. This photo is great. Smiling, warm, friendly. He's the only one, very professional looking. Yeah, blurred background, no problems there. So that's good. This last photo could also work, even though somebody is kind of cropped out of it. It's fairly obvious that that's intentional. It's a professional looking photo. My disclaimer here is that it wouldn't work for every career or role. This would be somebody who is maybe looking for roles in more customer service or customer facing roles, ones where they will be interacting with people and want to show that side of them in their profile picture, kind of showing them in action. If you were an accountant or a computer engineer, this might not be the picture for you, as it's less relevant to the jobs and careers that you're going for. The video mentioned how important headlines are. I want to add a couple things onto that. So headlines are just kind of the phrasing that shows up underneath your name when you're searched or when they first go onto your profile. But they're actually really important because it is how you are often found in searches. So the wording that you use here can be optimized to bump you up in different searches done by recruiters. And so it's really important that you word those properly so that you can be found easily. And the way to do that is to describe maybe where you're at now and what you're looking for in the future. So my example here is an English student. So that's what you're doing now. Excited about writer and editor opportunities, what you're looking for in the future. So this one just says student at Resume Worded University. That would be like putting student at University of Northwestern. Doesn't grab anybody's attention, doesn't really help recruiters know who you are. It definitely can't help you in the search engine optimization unless somebody's just searching for students from our university. So you want to go with something like this example or this example here. So econ major and aspiring financial analyst. Maybe you'd write this out actually as economics major. But yeah, now they're able to see right in the search kind of a brief snippet of who you are, and if they're looking for somebody that fits those categories, then there's a higher chance that they will click on your profile and reach out to you. Make sure that you've got your education filled out on LinkedIn. So include University of Northwestern for where you're seeking your degree from or where you received your degree from. Add any relevant projects, presentations, coursework, maybe committees or clubs that you've been involved with. You can add that onto your profile as well. If you want to include your GPA, you could do that. If it's above a 3.0, there's nothing wrong with adding that on here. You can see that's included there. You can also add high school, but my disclaimer there is your resume. Typically, you leave high school experiences off your resume, including your high school diploma off your resume, if you are more than a year and a half out of high school. So if you are completing the end of your sophomore year as a traditional undergraduate student, now would be the time to be leaving that off your resume. And so you also want to think about, is this something that I need to include on LinkedIn? Can't answer that for you. But what I will say is LinkedIn, you don't have a page limit or anything like that. So it's okay to include additional information, even if it's not always going to be relevant. But if it's never going to be relevant or is going to be moot, it doesn't matter, then to any of the, for any of the jobs or experiences that you're looking to get, then there's no reason to include it on your LinkedIn. So if it could be relevant, include it. If it's never going to be relevant, then why bother? So leaving it off of your LinkedIn. Include your different experiences, volunteer experiences, work experiences, internships, etc. Focus though, underneath your experiences, focus some energy and intention on writing bullet points that hone in on your skills that you learned or used and your key accomplishments from that role. Don't focus so much on tasks. So if you worked at a gas station and you communicate with customers and you managed multiple tasks at once, and you did some security, you were tasked with training new staff members, those are the kinds of things you want to focus on. Even if it wasn't your daily tasks, that's something that you did every day, you still want to highlight the most relevant information, which is probably the skills and the accomplishments, as opposed to I did transactions and washed the floors before closing. Although transactions or reflecting good organization or skills can be useful in your in your resume or on LinkedIn. But yeah, you just want to kind of curate this so that it is the most relevant information. And then the video mentioned getting recommendations. So I'll just quickly show you an example of that. So you can ask some previous employer or project manager, somebody that you've worked with, to write a recommendation for you on LinkedIn. You will probably have to ask them for it. it's not something that people just go around and just randomly do too often. So yeah, reach out to somebody you've worked with, a former supervisor, have them write you a glowing recommendation on LinkedIn, and recruiters then will be more willing to take a chance on you, as there's people who are vouching for the skills and your work ethic and your integrity through a recommendation. Beyond the video, some other things to mention would be the summary, making sure that you do finish or write a complete summary at the top of your profile. I encourage you to read other summaries to get an idea of to what other people in your field are writing, but here are two examples that I've included. Use your summary though to be creative, have your own voice, to show kind of where you're coming from and where you're going, and really highlight your skills and future goals. And you can see there's different ways of doing that, and you can even link to your resume or an online portfolio, and you can get real creative and just make it your own. So I also encourage you to write or share content on LinkedIn, or at the very minimum, like content that is being written and shared on LinkedIn to show involvement. It helps kind of show the activity that you're engaged, and affirms to recruiters and employers that this person is currently job searching, they're actively involved, and they're actively doing things to help expose themselves to information that would be useful to them. So that's just an indication that you are doing that. And then link and upload to different files. I can show you a little bit more on that in a moment. And include different skills and get endorsements for those skills. So you can do that on LinkedIn. You can include skills in public speaking or different technology, different soft skills that you have, and then you can have your friends or coworkers or supervisors go on and endorse you, saying that yes, that this student or this person is good at public speaking. So this is an example of that. Again, you might have to ask people to go on and endorse you. It's not too often that people just randomly go on and do that, but there's no problem in asking people to do that, and maybe saying, hey, we worked on this project together. Could you endorse me for public speaking because I presented, and I'll endorse you for the Microsoft PowerPoint because you created the PowerPoint. And then real quick, there are some other things that you can do as well. You can connect with other people. LinkedIn is not very useful if you have no connections, so use it as a tool for networking. You can list your accomplishments, the different courses and projects, honors and awards that you have. You can also follow different companies or add interests or follow different groups on LinkedIn and get more curated content. And also, if you're following different companies, it kind of gives them an indication that you are interested and you really are trying to keep up to date on what they're posting, so that kind of shows a truer interest in working for them. So I'm going to switch over to the LinkedIn page, show you where you can do some of this content. So here's my home page. When you go to your profile, so you can find your profile, it's the picture, the circle up here where it says me, and then you can edit most of the information right on here. And so if you want to add different sections, maybe you don't have the about section, you can add that by clicking this drop-down box. Otherwise, a lot of those accomplishments, a lot of people don't have those, so different courses or projects, yeah, patents, I guess as well. But these are probably the two most relevant, so you can add those on here. And then down below, you can see, I'll give you an example for education. I have linked a video on here from YouTube, and so you can do that by clicking the pencil. And then you can either upload information or you can link directly to it. So that's a video that kind of shows some of the activities that I was involved with while in college that I've linked to. You can list different activities that you, in clubs you were part of. And let's see here, and then skills and endorsements. You can add those down here and then get endorsements from those. You can follow different things. I'll show you how to do that real quick after I show you where to edit your headline and your profile picture. So to change this information, so the headline, you can click the pencil here and then retype your headline or change your profile picture. So that kind of highlights how to do that. And then if you are looking to follow different companies or different groups on here, you can just click straight onto the category that you are looking to search for. You can see I searched for 3M before, and so you'll pull up 3M, you can follow them, and now you'll get content about them. Maybe you want to work for Target, so you can search Target and you can follow them. You can also search different groups. So Target Alumni Network, Target Driven Distributor Sales, but maybe you're a marketing student. You could join a digital marketing group so you get content about that and see what's going on in your field or your industry. So definitely encourage you to do that. And then of course you can search different people and connect with different people through LinkedIn. So hopefully that was helpful. If you have any questions, I encourage you to reach out to us. My last thing that I want to mention is to not forget to polish up your other social media accounts. So your Instagram, your Facebook, your Twitter. If you have it set to private, that is great. There's nothing wrong with that. Set everything to private, and then you have a little less reason to be concerned, but I still encourage you, even if your profiles are set to private, to go on and just make sure that they are curated, so that there's nothing that could be misleading or be taken the wrong way, because you never know when somebody who is in a position that might be able to get you a job or hire you for a job, that they have access to even your private accounts through maybe they're one of your friend's parents, or maybe they're a friend of a friend, and they have access to your accounts that way. I'm always intrigued by there's not everybody, but there are some hiring managers that work pretty hard to go out there and search your social media accounts to try and get a peek as to who you are personally, because they think that reflects on you professionally. And so it's not a bad idea to just check those out and make sure that is updated.